Good morning, everybody. It is Eric here to talk about the finale to Season 1 of The Rings of Power, Episode 8. I've watched 8 of these. Do I have regret? You're damn right I got regret. Regret wearing this wig for like 8 weeks. This friggin' armor. It looks better than the armor on the show, but it's still... I had to wear it for 8 weeks. I just stuffed my bra for 8 weeks, but it's over. It's over. Be sure to share this video with all your best friends so they know how messed up you really are watching a guy in a bra talk about the Rings of Power. I'd appreciate that. Rings of Power episode 8. So Rings of Power, it's garbage. It's garbage. The action sucks. The dialogue sucks. They introduce new characters that are no good. In fact, a lot of them don't even make it to the finale. They're not even in here. I don't know where they went. And they took all the characters we read about in the books and kind of ruined them. Most of them. Yeah. All right, let's get into episode 8, though. All right, Gandalf is in the Greenwood. Yes, he's Gandalf. You're not fooling anybody. Called it from the beginning. And he was going to eat an apple, but he drops his apple. And Nori is following him, we're led to believe, and picks up his apple. But as Gandalf approaches, it's not Nori. There's a creepy little moment, creepy eyes, and Nori is actually Eminem, Slim Shady. And all the other Slim Shadys show up and call Gandalf Sauron, which makes no sense because Sauron would not be coming to Middle-earth via meteorite. That's not how it works. Next scene, we have Lady Galadriel the Barbarian in slow motion riding a fake horse in front of a green screen, making her resting bitch face, and she looks bad and terrible and all that stuff. And she's taking Halbrand to Lindon, I believe. And Halbrand was good last episode riding his horse, but now he's doing really, really bad. He's hunched over. He's about to fall off his horse. He's in bad shape. Not really, no. And then we cut to Celebrimbor, who wants to do more with less mithril. And Elrond touches his shoulder lovingly. Lots of love from Elrond. And then Elrond talks to Lady Galadriel and says, I was wrong about you, and I missed you, and I'm going to touch your shoulder. So Elrond, both ways with Elrond. Halbrand he's better. He's better, by the way. That was quick. He's better, and he visits Celebrimbor's shop. Well, he just stumbles into it. Like, where's Lady Galadriel? Oh, I'm in your shop. Haha, wink, wink. So he's in the shop, and he flatters Celebrimbor, and Celebrimbor loves flattery and gives up all the secrets. See, that's how easy it was. When I read the Lord of the Rings books, the materials, it seemed like, maybe Sauron was a little bit more sophisticated. But no, just stumble into the shop and flatter someone and you get all the secrets. All right, this next scene. Oh, and Halbrand suggests ways that Celebrimbor can do more with less mithril. We'll get to that. King Palantir, is that his name? King Palantir, like the Palantirs? Shows Eärendil something. Is it a Palantir? I didn't understand this moment, this scene. So in the comments, if you could let me know what that's all about, because I don't want to investigate anything. I just want the show to be over. We go to High King Gil-galad, a character that this series has ruined because he's a complete pompous ass that won't listen to anybody. He's very unwise, and he's a jerk to Elrond and Celebrimbor. And he says, listen, the elves are dying, but we're going to pack it on up and go home. And Celebrimbor says, listen, Halbrand has an idea. We're going to build a crown of mithril. And that will give us the power over flesh. And Lady Galadriel's like, what? What did you say? Who told you that? And then it's basically like, I just told you Halbrand said that. Anyway, Galadriel's going to get super suspicious of Halbrand. She's slow, but, eventually, yeah, the light bulb turns on. She's going to check out Halbrand's background. And Lady Gil-galad grants Celebrimbor and Elrond 3 months to forge a crown. And none of this is in any Tolkien book. All right, we got to talk about Gandalf and the Slim Shadys. So let's get into this. All right, the Slim Shadys, they all show up. I don't like these made-up priest people. I just don't get it. And they tell Gandalf that we're here to welcome you, Sauron. So they think he's Sauron. They're going to take him to the east. Everybody in the East should not be as pale as these weird priest people. Anyway, Gandalf makes it all windy. It seems like he's trying to reject their offer, but they knock him out with gas. So they treat their master kind of disrespectfully. And we're led to believe that they tie him up. The Harfoots show up. They make a distraction, this owl noise, and all the Slim Shadys leave Gandalf alone for the Harfoots to untie him. And I'm thinking, it's kind of quick and convenient and easy, wasn't it? But, the show's being tricky. So Nori and Sadok untie Gandalf, but no, it's not Gandalf. It's actually a Slim Shady morphed into Gandalf. So it's another scene where it's just weird, like these leaves fall, and it's Slim Shady. It did not look good at all. Again, these priests, they should not be in the show. They're completely made up. It's trash. But here they are. So basically, another Slim Shady throws a knife and hits Sadok. I was just so sad about that because I cared so much about the character Sadok. And Gandalf, the real Gandalf, shows up and he's making it windy again. And but the Slim Shadys are kind of kicking his ass and throwing him around. It's kind of like the fight at Orthanc, between Saruman and Gandalf. So they're ripping off Fellowship again. And then Nori is kind of the Slim Shadys blow fire at the Harfoots, so everything is on fire. And Gandalf is confused about who he is. We're not confused. He's confused. And Nori continues to pump up Gandalf. You can do it. You're nice. You're here. Take this evil staff and use it. I don't know how Gandalf can use an evil staff, a strange staff. Never touch a strange staff, my friends. Never do that. But Gandalf does put out the fire. I think he uses the strange staff. Puts out the fire, and then he summons light and vaporizes all the Slim Shady priests. And when he does it, they kind of deteriorate. It's all light, that Gandalf light that was in the Peter Jackson movies. But they vaporize and then turn into moths of light. It was just strange and bizarre. I don't quite get it. And they just have this thing about connecting Gandalf to moths because they're just ripping off the Peter Jackson movies. So they're like, well, what did Gandalf do in the Peter Jackson movies? Well, there's a lot with light. He likes light. And he likes moths. So why don't we just turn the Slim Shadys into moths of light? All right, so before those dumb priests die, they refer to Gandalf as Istar. They say, oh, he's not Sauron, he's Istar. No duh, dumb priests. And, yeah. And it takes Sadok forever to die. They watch the sun come up, and I felt nothing. Elendil and Muriel, they're on a boat, and they're talking, and I wasn't even paying attention. It was just making the episode longer. And this episode was, over an hour. It didn't need to be, because not much happened here. Celebrimbor keeps working on this crown. He's destroying his shop. And because Mithril is stubborn. And Halbrand suggests, don't force it, Celebrimbor. And suggests making 2 rings instead of a crown. And Galadriel is doing that background check on Halbrand and asks him, who are you really? Who are you? And then the creepy music. This is so tropey, this entire scene. It's just really badly done. The evil music starts, and Halbrand says, I've had many names. And Galadriel strikes at him because she knows he is Sauron, and then she is transported into her subconscious. Is that what's going on here? I didn't like any of this. I don't know. She's somehow transported to her subconscious, and she's there with her brother who was dead, and the brother tells her that Sauron is good, and Lady Galadriel says, my brother is dead because of you, and then she's transported into another dream. She's back on the raft with Halbrand, and Halbrand, who is Sauron, tells her, listen, when Morgoth died, it was like the weight was lifted from me, and I was free, and I just want to fix everything that I did. I mean, should we believe him? I don't know about that. I think in Tolkien's world, the good is good and the bad is kind of bad. What do you guys think? But then Sauron, Halbrand, tries to seduce Lady Galadriel the Barbarian, offering marriage, that he can be king, but you can be queen. And then I liked, listen, I'll give you props. There was one image of like a reflection where you see the Sauron with the pointy thing, and then a queen, Lady Galadriel, next to him. All right, I'll give you like a little mark for that. It looked kind of cool. She rejects Sauron's marriage proposal, and that is apparently what gives us the Lord of the Rings movies. We've learned, why is Sauron so angry? Why does he build the One Ring and wants to rule Middle Earth? Just it's because Lady Galadriel turned his marriage proposal down. Now we know. Oh, that was a question that was just burning in my mind. It needed to be answered. So they argue some more, and then she's like drowning off the raft. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. And then Elrond, in the real world, pulls her out of her dream and her drowning. So Lady Galadriel leaves Elrond and runs to Celebrimbor's shop. I'm thinking the first thing I would scream out is, "He's Sauron! He's Sauron!" But no, she's not telling anybody. I guess it's suggested that she would be tied to bringing Halbrand here. That would be her fault, because it is your fault. But you should tell everybody, hey, he's Sauron, but they don't. All right. And Lady Galadriel, who is turning into the villain of the whole Lord of the Rings story, it tells Celebrimbor, let's don't make 2 rings, let's make 3 rings, because 1 will corrupt. How do they know that? 2 will divide. How do they know that? 3 will be balance. Why won't 2 be balanced? If you're, like, a scale would have 2. Eric, stop thinking. Okay. And Lady Galadriel also says that the rings are only for elves. So there you go. Being elitist, not sharing. That's not cool. Yeah, Galadriel is like the villain of this whole thing. She turned down the marriage proposal. She brought Sauron to Lindon. Wow. Okay. Now she's creating all the rings, like I called it in my video, my very first video. So anyway, Gandalf tells Nori that Istar means wizard. So there you go. That's very important to know. Nori's family says, Nori, go away now. And because Gandalf needs you, you should leave us and go with Gandalf. So it takes forever for the Harfoots to say goodbye to Nori. I mean, a long time. Again, making this episode unnecessarily longer. And I'm surprised. They just keep showing Gandalf on the hill just waiting and watching. I'm surprised he stayed, frankly. Gandalf and then Nori, they're following their nose. That's what Gandalf says. Just follow your nose. Follow the sweet smell in the air. There's a sweet smell, apparently. Maybe there's like a Cinnabon down the road, so you can go follow that. Galadriel does forge those 3 rings, and that takes a little bit of time. That makes the episode longer. And Elrond is very worried. He starts to get concerned. He starts to, maybe this isn't a good idea. Celebrimbor, full of pride. So he's kind of proud. Yes, we did this. And Galadriel is just kind of the villain. Sauron, we see, arrives in Mordor. And we see Mount Doom. And what's he going to do there in Season 2? I don't care. And then we get the song Where the Shadow Lies by Fiona Apple. That's the end of Season 1 of The Rings of Power. So that's it. 8 episodes of The Rings of Power, Season 1. Yeah, it's hot garbage. If you didn't watch it, you're not missing anything. And if you watched it with me, I do feel your pain. I feel your pain and your disappointment and your regret. Rings of Power was basically everything we thought it was. Yeah, not good. Top to bottom. Butchers the lore and the timeline. Makes up shit. It's a terrible story. New characters I don't care about. Old characters ruined. Yeah, where's Bronwyn and Don Lemonloss in this episode? Where's the Balrog? I cared about the Balrog, and he didn't even give me the Balrog at the end. This is a bad soap opera. I got to give Friday Night Tights, when they do that Young and the Restless intro with everybody, That's pretty damn good. That is awesome. Acting's bad, writing's bad, the action's bad. When we got like Helm's Deep 2.0, whether it's a Helm's Sleep or Balls Deep, it was just so boring. It's so terrible. This is just, it was hard to watch, my friends. So they say we're gonna get what, 4 more seasons of this, but next season's gonna take a couple years to get done. Oh my God. I'll be back. But this was a complete waste of my time. But I do it for you. All right. So I leave you with this. I want everybody to have a good day, a good week. House of the Dragon is coming. And always remember, the sea is always right. 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 The sea.